Hello witches and wizards! I'm actually going to be very low-key for today's video because I am still exhausted from yesterday's community day. If you missed the video for that, I'll put a link up here. It was a great time had by all, lots of great XP gains, and I think everybody really enjoyed themselves. So that was a good time to be had by all, and there's really no time to rest other than today because starting tomorrow, we have a new brilliant event, and it is appropriately themed, the back to school, Hogwarts back to school event. So I'm getting my information from Jibs Entertainment. I'll put a link down in the description below if you want to read the entire article for yourselves. We actually have two brilliant events coming up. One starting on Tuesday, and then 2 weeks later that will actually be going on while FanFest is going on. So it's kind of interesting to see how all this is going to play out. It'll be interesting to see if any of the brilliant events has to be completed at FanFest. I don't imagine that it will, but there's always that possibility. The first week of the brilliant event is going to be August 13th, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be 11 a.m. Pacific time, I believe, if my math is correct on that. And it's going to end on August 20th at the same time. Week 2 of the event is going to start on August 27th and run until September 3rd. Like with the other brilliant events, you are going to have the opportunity to accrue restricted section books, the green books that have actually kind of become more bountiful, more plentiful than the red books that we received yesterday for Community Day. But nonetheless, you don't want to be just willy-nilly spending those. So make sure that you are looking at your skill trees and finding out the best path down the skill tree to go for the skills that you want to buff up. By this point, probably most of you are starting to make some pretty tough decisions as far as, do I want my character in Fortress Battles to be able to take more attacks or dish more damage whenever attacking, or be more of a team player and help out everybody else? And those are decisions that you're going to have to look at and decide what kind of style of play do you want to have. You're going to get exclusive items for your Ministry ID portrait. You're going to get increased XP with the brilliant events, and then they say that there's going to be more. Now, according to Jibs, what we're going to have for this first brilliant event, and that's really all I'm going to talk about for the rest of this video, is going to be the brilliant Ravenclaw student, the Hufflepuff student, the Slytherin student, and the Gryffindor student, because you don't see enough of those students out in the wild. But the good part of this is there's actually 4 different brilliant events that are going to be spawning in the wild, instead of like last time we had just the Golden Snitch was new, but you also had, what was it, Harry Potter, and then I don't even remember what was the other, his owl? Was it the Hedwig? I can't remember. So we've got that going on. Additionally, you're going to get the brilliant Hogwarts Express engine through Wizarding Challenges, and there's going to be 3 more. So we're looking at, was that 4 or 5? So 8 different brilliant events for this first week alone. The brilliant Luggage Trolley, the brilliant Hogwarts Express Conductor, and the brilliant Trolley Witch, and no mention of exactly how those will be accrued, probably through leveling up and going through the different tasks for each day. Then it's going to move on into the next week's, we'll get, or 2 weeks later, we'll get into all that. Just a couple little tips and tricks that we've learned through the last brilliant event. That was 2 portions, part 1, part 2. Make sure you clear out any port keys you pick up during the first one, and have those all cleared out before the second one, because once the second one starts, the old 7K port keys, they're still going to produce the original week 1 rewards. You definitely don't want those if you're in week 2. So keep that in mind. I highly recommend, once you complete that, if you can, just don't pick up any more port keys for a week, or don't pick up any port keys that you won't be able to unlock within a week's time, and then you're ready to go for the next one. And then as the event gets started and rolling, if anything new changes, like how we get these 3 extra brilliant Foundables, I will give you the scoop on that as well. You can also check out Jibs Entertainment. Also, kind of a byproduct of yesterday's Community Day event was, in my registry, I did pick up the 12th and final Niffler. Those things are hard for me to find. But that completes page 1 of Newt's case. So I'm going to be able to prestige this one up after like 6 weeks of play-ish. Yeah, about 6 weeks of play it took me to prestige that one up. I have no idea how long it's going to take me to get 24 more Nifflers, but it's definitely not going to be easy. Also, this is not really a fan fest like prep video by any means. But the thing that we learned from Community Day, fortresses, and if you're going to be doing a lot of fortresses, cost a lot of potions. What I'm actually going to start doing is I'm going to start preparing for FanFest now, and I don't know that I'm going to FanFest yet, but on the off chance that I do go to the FanFest, and if you are going to FanFest, I would say, like, start hoarding potions big time, especially the Extimulos. I was off. I thought that by not doing Extimulo potions, I thought you would be better served using the Invigoration potions and the Healing potions during Community Day. Turns out that Extimulo potions are very strong with their new buff that they got a couple of weeks ago. As far as fortress battles, it will help save you a lot of time and effort. You'll be able to climb significantly higher, especially if you are going to FanFest, where you are definitely going to be able to find other professions to help you out. The Extimulo potions are going to go a long way with that. I guess I don't know what I want to brew here. I would definitely start getting some Barufio's Brain Elixirs stockpiled for FanFest if you're going to go. I imagine there will be something as far as like lower brew times, more ingredients showing up, cheaper rentals for cauldrons. I just don't think there's anything that you can't do now to start preparing if you are going to go to FanFest. They're introducing dragons, so you know that people are going to want to be battling in fortresses if they come there. If they're oddities, maybe they just spawn in the wild. I imagine they're going to be a lot more difficult to defeat than the video showed at Comic-Con, where it had like 70 or 77 HP. I fully imagine that these dragons are going to be pretty formidable opponents, especially if they're going to be regionally locked. I could be wrong on that. They could basically be giving them away, but I would rather be safe than sorry. The Invigoration drafts, definitely you can't have enough of those, and if you're going to FanFest, you cannot have enough dwaddle drops, dwaddle drafts, or whatever you want to call them, in your suitcase, because it's you're going to be expending a lot of potions, and if you're there for one day, you're definitely not going to have time to brew enough potions to catch back up. You can see, like, Community Day completely wiped me out, and that was a 3-hour period. So keep that in mind as well. I jokingly told Posimon that I was going to start renting the other cauldron and just brew potions non-stop between now and FanFest, just in case. Don't need the snapping cards. And then let me check out what this Care of Magical Creatures is going to be. And it is, I believe that's the Dragon Egg, but I don't need it. So anyway, Brilliant event starting tomorrow. Make sure that you are prepared. I definitely will have the latest news for you as soon as we know more about it. If you want to not wait for my video, you can check out Chibs Entertainment. Again, link in the description below. That's all I've got for this one. Hope you guys are able to recover from a fantastic Community Day. And until next time.